What's up guys, in here, welcome back to another tutorial. So in the last video we did the DRC, Rwanda, Burundi, and the rest of Uganda. I can't speak. So because of that, we're going to take it a little easier on ourselves, and we're going to do Malawi. So yeah, we're not going to do a big country today, we're going to do Malawi. And after we do Malawi, that means we could fill in the black part of Tanzania, which is you know, going to take a while, but whatever. It's better than doing the DRC again. Let's go down here. You should be able to find this on your Zambia flag. This 2 right here. You're going to, we need, the colors that we need are going to be red. We're going to need dark green, and that's kind of it. So anyway, grab red. To the right of this, place 3, break the first 2, connect onto it. Now place a black line underneath that until it overhangs both sides by 2 like this. Then we're going to go up with a long 3, 2, 3. Then we're going to go up with another long 3, but on the third block we're going to go down by 1. Then we're going to go down with a long 2. Alright, so now here you're going to grab red, and you're going to, on top of the 2, place a line of red. On the bottom of it, you're going to place a line of green. We'll come back to that. And now, place 3 blocks underneath the first green, grab green, place it on the third block, and then underneath this, place 3, break the first 2, place 3, break the first 2, and then you're going to place a black line until you overhang by 2. Alright? And then on the bottom of the block, go to the left one. And then you're going to go down to the left with a long 4, tall 4, sorry. So, tall 4. You're going to go down to the left with a 1. If I could ever place it, there we go. You're going to go down to the right with a long, left with a long 2, and then on the second block that you place, you're going to go down 2 more. So it should be 3 tall. You're going to go down to the right with a 1. You're going to go down to the right with 8 with tall 2. Do me a favor, grab green. In line with this one, place just like 3 green blocks and grab white, and then place a line of 4 white underneath that. Alright. Now you're going to go back to this 2, and you're going to go down to the left with the tall 2, and then to the right with the tall 2. Okay? Then you're going to go down with a long 2 to the right, and then you're going to go down 2 on that last block, so it's basically that, but flipped. Now, do me a favor, grab white. You're going to place a line of like 3 white right there, and underneath it, place a line of light gray. Now you're going to go down, to this, and you're going to go down to the right 6 times with ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then you are going to go down with a long 2, and then on the second block you're going to go down 1, so it's a backwards R. Then down to the left you're going to go down with a tall 2, but to the right on the last block you're going to go to the right 2, so it should look like an L. I'm going to quickly hover over everything that we did. Pause if you need it. Remember, keep looking back at the video, keep pausing, keep rewinding, do whatever you need to make sure that you're doing it right. And we're going to go back down here. And also, if you feel like a color is better than the one I chose, you can choose whatever you want. I'm not forcing you to pick these colors. But anyway, you're going to go up with a tall 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Place a block to make sure it's 5, then you could break it. Unless you place it here, then you can keep it. Which, honestly, you could do this. It really doesn't matter. Then you're going to go up to the left with a 1. Then you're going to go up to the left with a tall 3, 2, and 3. Then you're going to go to the right with 2 tall 2s, 1 and 2. You're going to grab white, and in line with that white over there, so it should be the top of this tall 2, just place a line of white, and underneath it a line of gray, light gray. Now back to this 2 right here. You're going to keep going to the right with a tall 1, that's just a 1. Then you're going to go with a long 3 to the right, 2 and 3. Then you're going to go with 3 1s, 1, 2, 3. Then you're going to go and grab green for me. And on top of this 1, place 3, break the first 2. Place 2, break the first 1. Now you're going to place a black line until you overhang both sides by 2. So it should look like that. Now on top of this black line, you're going to add another block so it overhangs the top by 3. But you're going to go to the right until you overhang the other blocks by 2. So it should be 4 long. Now on the second block right here, in line with the green blocks, go up 2, and then go to the left with a tall 2, and go to the right with a tall 2. But on the second block here, you're going to go to the right 1 and to the left 2 times. Alright, then you're going to go down with a tall 2, Then you're going to go down with another tall 2. Then you're going to go to the right with a 1. So this is water that we just outlined. I'll quickly hover over. It looks like a bean as well. So there we go. That's what we've done so far. Let's continue. We're going to be doing a little bit of the Mozambique border of the lake here. I think it's called Lake Malawi, but we got to get to that first. So we're going to go on this block right here, up to the right with a 1. Up with a tall 3. 1, 2, 3. Now, on the second block, you're going to go to the left 3 more times. 1, 2, 3, so it should be 4 long. On the third block right here, you're going to go up 1. You're going to then connect over this diagonally with a 1. That is water right there. And then on top of this 1, you're going to go up another, and to the right and left 1, so it's a Tetris T. And it looks like it's coming down in the Tetris game to fill in that gap, but it will stay there forever. And you're going to, on the left side, place 1 up, and on the right side, place 2 up. So it should look like that. It's like a Y4, or something like that, I don't know. Now, on this 2, you're going to do me a favor. You're going to place a line of green, and let's make sure that we have this correct. Okay? You're going to break some of those blocks, but we'll get there. Now, from here, you're going to go up with 3 tall 2s to the left. Oh my gosh. 2, 3. Oh my god. Thank you. So it should be 4 total if you count that. Now you're going to go up to the left with 2 1s. And then you're going to go up with a tall 4. 2, 3, and 4. You're going to go up with a tall 2. On the left of this 2, you're going to go to the left 2. And then down 1, and then to the left 2. So it kind of looks like a sideways question mark. Now, before we do anything up, let's go down. So place a red in this gap right here. And then you're going to place 3 red. You're going to place 1 on the third and 1 on the fourth. So it should be perfectly level with the other one. And then you're going to place this black line until it overhangs the red by 2. So you should be perfectly in line with the first one here. And honestly, you could fill in the rest right here if you want. Now let's quickly go connect this up here, and then we can get to the rest of Malawi. So starting from this block right here, you're going to go up to the left of the 1. You're going to go up with a tall 2. Now you're going to go down here to the left with a tall 2. And that is not water, but is red. Now you're going to go back up to this tall 2. You're going to go to the left of the 1. And now do me a favor and grab green. You're going to, on top of this 1, place 3, break the first 2. 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 Alright, now we're going to go back to this 1, and we're going to place a black line until it overhangs both sides by 2. Alright. Now, on top of this line, you're going to place 3 green, break the first 2, and now you're going to place a black line of 5. So it should overhang both sides by 2. Then you're going to go to the side with the green with 2 1s. And then you're going to go up with a tall 4, 2, 3, and 4. It should connect us with the previous line from the Tanzania video. And now in line with this, you're going to place 3 black. 1, 2, 3, break the first 2, and then place 2, break the first 1. Those are 2 islands right there. So I'm going to quickly hover over this. That's 4. And there we go. So now let's quickly do the rest up to that point. So you're going to come back here to the 6. You're going to go down to the right with a tall 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. And then on the bottom, you're going to go to the left 1. Now, in line with the bottom here, you're going to place a red. Underneath that, you're going to place a black. You're going to go to the right. You're going to go down. You're going to go in the middle here, so where this green is, down 2, left on the top block, and then up to connect diagonally. So this should be water, which is why I said you're going to break some of this later. But that is water right there. Now, right here, you're going to place 2 green and then a black, and that's like a little dot of a lake. Anyway, we're going to keep going now. So from here, you're going to go up with 3 1s. You're going to go up with a tall 3. 1, 2, 3. And starting at the second block, you're going to place 1, and then you're going to go down into the overhang by 1. And then to the left, you're going to place 3 more blocks. 1, 2, 3. So it should be 4 long. Now to the left, you're going to place a tall 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Place a red to make sure it's 5. Now you're going to go to the right and place a tall 3. You're going to go, okay, here, towards Malawi Lake. Malawi Lake. So look at the screen. Malawi Lake, okay? So towards Malawi, you're going to do a long 2, a tall 2, a 1, and then another tall 2. But on the block going towards the lake, you're going to place 1. And now grab your red. In line with the tall 2 part of this, you're going to place 3 red, break the first 2, place 2, break the first one, place 2, break the first one. Now you're going to place this black line until it overhangs by 2. So it should look like that. Now towards Malawi, you're going to do 3 tall 2s. 1, 2, 3. You're going to place a tall 3. You're going to do towards the lake 3 tall 2s. 1, 2, 3. And before we continue this, you see this light gray line here? So this should equal up with the top of the second tall 2, yep. And then this one should equal up with the top of the bottom tall 2, yep. You don't need to fill that in yet. We're going to replace this with black since this part of the flag doesn't border any other country, but it's just a precaution so we can see the border for now. Anyway, so on top of this tall 2, you're going to place 3 red, break the first 2. 3 red, break the first 2. Place 2, break the first one. Place 2, break the first one. Place 3, break the first 2. So it should look like that. And now you're going to place a black line in the lake side until it overhangs by 2. Now you're going to go towards Malawi with a tall 3. You're going to go to the lake with a tall 4. 2, 3, and 4. You're going to go towards Malawi with 2 1s. You're going to go towards Malawi with a tall 3. And that should connect up perfectly. So I'm going to quickly hover over the entire border real quick. Just pause if you need it. And rewind if you're confused at whatever. Just pause if you need it. So it should be what we've done. If yours doesn't look like this, you did it wrong. Alright. So now really quickly, we're going to connect this light gray line. And before we get to filling in, there's some details that this flag has that we need to add. So underneath this tall 3, place 2 red and go to the right on 1. And now you're going to place on the first line here, you're going to place red until it perfectly matches up with the bottom of this tall 4. Okay? Now, in line with the top of the tall 4, you're going to place 2 red, break the first one, place a second red connected to it, and now you're just going to go up on the right side here until it's underneath by 1. Oh, well, we already placed a block there, that's nice. And now we're going to just complete the side symmetry. Now, this one, on the right side, it should be under by 1 like this, and now the other side should be above it by 1. There we go. Above this line, not that line. So it should look like that. And that is all the detail that this flag has. Now, here's what you're going to do. You're going to fill in that bottom part with green. You're going to fill in this middle part with red. You're going to make this a black stripe. So, right, this will be black, this will be black, and this will be black, all right? You're going to fill this in with red. You're going to replace this and fill in everything from there up with black. And also, if you didn't do the middle of Tanzania like I did, you're going to do everything in the middle here with black. So I'll see you guys in an hour. All right, so I just finished filling. I finished filling in the middle of Tanzania, but you should have also been finishing Malawi as well. So let's get this in shot real quick, and I'll tell you what we're going to be doing next time. Sorry, this takes a while. All right, there we go. So now that we have these countries done, the next country we're going to be able to do is going to be Cameroon. We're going to do Cameroon, and then after that, Nigeria, just to get a lot of the easier countries on that west coast up there done. But until then, I will see you guys in the next one. Centerpiece out. See you guys.